Now, how to evaluate this problem? Integral 0 to 2 pi d theta divided by 13 plus 5 times of sin theta. Now, this under which type? Just now we saw three types of problems under contour integration, that is concepts under contour integration. This falls under which type? Type 1, 2 or 3? Yes, as you guessed, it is under type 1. Why it's under type 1? Your limit is 0 to 2 pi and the integrand is function of sin theta or cos theta, means type 1 problem. It is not necessary 0 to 2 pi, sometimes 0 to pi also they will give. They given 0 to pi means you need to convert by using properties of definite integral. Now the given integral is capital I. Given integral under type 1. To evaluate type 1 problems, you must consider the unit circle modulus of z equal to 1 as capital C. In all type 1 problem, what is C? Modulus of z equal to 1. Now from this z equal to e power I theta, and d theta is dz by iz, and sin theta is z square minus 1 divided by 2iz. This already explained you in basic video itself, just refer it. Next, now after assumption unit circle, the given integral can be written as integral over c 1 divided by 13 plus 5 times of, instead of sin theta you can replace this value, and d theta is dz by iz. Sin theta, cos theta and d theta are where c is modulus of z equal to 1. Now integral over c, if you simplify this above step, it gives you integral over c 2iz divided by 26iz 5z square minus 5 dz by iz. You can cancel this iz with this. After that, the remaining is this. Now write standard form of quadratic equation. Rearrange this. After arranging it, take this z square coefficient in common. In all problem, better here itself we may take the coefficient of z square, make coefficient of z square as 1. Why? Because if you have any other number, you may get confusion while evaluating problem. So better here itself you must bring this coefficient of z square as 1. How to bring it? By taking that 5 in common. So after taking 5 in common, you'll get this step. Now this whole integrand is nothing but f of z. Here f of z is equal to this function. After this, what we did in Cauchy's residue theorem, the same we are going to repeat to find poles of the function f of z. How to find poles? Yes, denominator equate with 0 and then solve it. If you solve this quadratic equation, you will get z is equal to minus 5i and minus I by 5. You can solve this quadratic equation either by factorization method or formula method, that's your wish. But you cannot solve by using calculator. Why? Because here we have the imaginary I. This you cannot give the input I. So you must go for formula method or factorization method. Now after getting poles, what we'll do? Yes, you need to check what are the poles inside C and what are the poles outside C. Now first we'll check for z equal to minus 5i. Now if you put z equal to minus 5i in unit circle left hand side, modulus of minus 5i is equal to minus 5, which is greater than that radius 1. Therefore z equal to minus 5 lies outside. Similarly, another pole minus I by 5. If you put into that left hand side of unit circle, that gives you 1 by 5, which is less than 1. So lies inside C. So remember it, all type 1 problem, if this output is less than 1 means inside, greater than 1 means outside. Why? Because it's a unit circle. C is a unit circle in type 1 problem. Now how to find residue of this? No need to explain too much of this finding residue, because already you studied in previous topic itself. Just look this integral residue of f of z at z equal to minus I by 5. Limit z tends to minus I by 5. Z minus of minus, that's why it will become plus. 1 divided by this is nothing but f of z. Now as I said to you in residue theorem itself, while finding limit in residue, this factor must cancel with the denominator factor. It may cancel directly, or sometimes you need to simplify this to cancel this factor. Now here it won't cancel directly. You need to simplify this. So simplify it. How to simplify it? The roots of the quadratic equation. If you know roots, you know how to express the roots in the form of factors. Z plus I by 5 and Z plus 5I. Cancel the same factors. After that, apply limit Z tends to minus I by 5. After simplification, you got 5 by 24I. Now, by Cauchy's residue theorem, given integral I is equal to 2 by 5 times of integral over C f of Z is nothing but from first equation. You refer what is the equation number 1. Now, 2 by 5, this 2 by 5, this integral is equal to 2 pi times of sum of the residues. So 2 pi I, the residue, only one residue we got, 5 divided by 24I. Just put it here and simplify it. After simplification, you will get pi by 6. That's all. Now move on to next problem. Show that integral 0 to 2 pi cos 3 theta divided by 5 minus 4 cos theta d theta, which is equal to pi by 12. This question was asked in previous year university exam, direct 60 mark question. Okay, how to solve this? Before that, it is under which type? Yes, obviously, as you guessed, it is under type 1. Why? Because the limit is 0 to 2 pi. Integrand is function of sin theta and cos theta. Here only cos theta exists. Okay, how to prove it? Obviously, the given integral is capital I. Next, integral of first term. The given integral, consider unit circle modulus of z equal to 1 as C. After that, these are all same stories. This you can understand very easily. Only new step is look the question. If you got only sin theta, cos theta and d theta, you can write directly that values. D theta is dz by iz and cos theta is z square plus 1 divided by 2z. Sin theta is z square minus 1 divided by 2iz. But here you got cos 3 theta. If you got multiple angle, maybe cos 3 theta, sin 3 theta, whatever it is, multiple angle form. In that situation, how to express this in the form of z? Look this. Our basic assumption is this only. In all problem, our basic assumption won't change, this only. Now from this, how to bring cos 3 theta? Just cube on both sides. If you apply cube on both sides, that gives you e power I 3 theta. If you express this as complex form, that is cos 3 theta plus I sin 3 theta. Here cos 3 theta is nothing but real part of this e power I 3 theta. And sin 3 theta is imaginary part of the same. Now in our question we have cos 3 theta. So you can express this cos 3 theta as real part of z cube. Suppose sin means you need to express imaginary part of that z cube. Now after this, how to express the given in the form of z? Integral over c, real part of z cube divided by 5 minus 4 times this cos theta is this, and d theta is dz by iz. After that, just simplification only. Real part of integral over c. These are all simplification. You can understand. After simplification, you will reach this real part of 1 by minus 2y integral over c f of z dz. What is your f of z? This integrand is f of z. This is your f of z. Now after this, how to find poles? Yes, already you know, by denominator of f of z equal to the 0, then solve this equation that gives you poles. Here the poles are 2 and 1 by 2. These are the poles of order 1. Now we'll check with what are the poles inside, what are the poles outside. Z equal to 2y. Then put into modulus of z. Modulus of 2 is 2, which is greater than 1. It is greater than this radius, so it's obviously outside C. Next, 1 by 2. It is less than 1, lies inside. Our C is unit circle. Remember it, all type 1 problems, C is unit circle. If your answer is less than the radius, means 1. Less than 1 means inside, greater than 1 means outside. Next, how to find residue? No need to explain too much. Just look these steps, you can understand this easily. Here, as I said you many times, cancel the same factor with the denominator. Here won't cancel directly. After simplification, it will cancel. After simplification, finally we got minus 1 by 12. Now by Cauchy's residue theorem, from first equation, the given integral I is equal to real part of minus I by 2, real part of 1 by minus 2i integral over c f of z dz. Now what is this integral over c f of z dz? By residue theorem, which is equal to 2 pi I times sum of the residue. Our residue value is minus 1 by 12. Just simplify this. After simplification, you got pi by 12. What is the real part of this pi by 12? Here there is no complex value, only real part we have. So the answer is same, pi by 12. Suppose if you got pi by 12 plus some other imaginary part, you need to remove this imaginary part. You take real part alone. Suppose question is imaginary, means take imaginary part alone, remove real part. Now final answer is this integral over 0 to 2 pi cos 3 theta divided by 5 minus 4 cos theta d theta, which is equal to pi by 12. Next, how to evaluate this problem? Integral minus into plus infinity x squared divided by x squared plus 1 into x squared plus 4 dx. This is under which type? Either type 1, 2 or 3. Yes, as you guessed, it is under type 2. Why it's type 2? Type 2 integral in the form of minus infinity plus infinity p of x divided by q of x dx, or 0 to infinity p of x divided by q of x dx. Now it is in the form of minus infinity plus infinity. They may give 0 to infinity form also. In that situation, you need to apply properties of definite integral and convert into minus infinity to plus infinity form. This is standard form of second type. Now how to evaluate second type problem? As I said to you introduction video itself, type 2 and type 3, you need to consider a semicircle. It consists of two parts, minus r to plus r, the real line minus r to plus r, and the arc gamma semicircle. Now consider the given integral as integral over c. Instead of x in integrand, instead of x you need to replace z. Wherever you have x, replace x by z. That's all. So but in limit here minus into plus infinity, here integral over c. What is this c? Where c is simple closed curve, consists of two parts, the real axis from minus r to plus r, and upper half of the semicircle gamma. Gamma is modulus of z equal to r. Now f of z is equal to z square divided by z square plus 1 into z square plus 4 from the given integral. Now integral over c f of z dz, which is equal to, this c consists of two parts. One is real axis minus r to plus r f of x dx, and the curve gamma f of z dz. Now by Cauchy's lemma, this integral becomes 0 when r tends to infinity. Therefore, if this integral becomes 0 when r tends to infinity, integral over c f of z ds becomes minus infinity plus infinity f of x dx. So our question is this, minus infinity plus infinity f of x dx, which is equal to integral over c f of z dz. It's nothing but the Cauchy's residue theorem, left hand side of our statement. Now how to find poles? Hereafter the same stories. How to find poles? Denominator equal with 0. Next, solve this. If you solve it, that gives you z square is equal to minus 1, z equal to plus or minus I, z square is equal to minus 4, z equal to plus or minus 2i. These are the four poles of order 1. Now next we need to check what are the poles inside C and what are the poles outside C. Now look this diagram. From this diagram you can understand clearly that any complex number with a positive imaginary part, lies inside the semicircle, and a negative imaginary part lies outside the semicircle. Because this R you can extend as much as large possible. You can extend this radius as much as large possible. It is not necessary to 2 centimeter or 3 centimeter. You can, it tends to infinity. You can extend as much as possible, large possible. Obviously the first and second cordon, the points lies in first and second cordon inside C. Third and fourth cordon points lies outside C. Obviously in third and fourth cordon, third quadrant both negative, that is real part negative, imaginary part also negative. In fourth quadrant, real part negative, imaginary part positive. So as I said to you, only the positive imaginary part, you no need to worry about real part, only check imaginary part. The positive imaginary part lies inside C, negative imaginary part lies outside C. Therefore z equal to plus 2i and z equal to plus I lies inside C, and z equal to minus I minus 2i lies outside C. I gave you int here, negative imaginary lies outside always. If imaginary part of the point negative means it lies outside always. You no need to check. How to find residue? It's again the same process. Now we need to find residue for 2 points, z equal to I and z equal to 2i. First case z equal to I have taken z equal to I. Apply limits. After simplification, here look this z minus I, this is your f of z. In this you no need to simplify this term, you keep as it is. Only this term you need to simplify. Why? Because z square plus 1 factors or z plus I into z minus I. We need to cancel this factor with this only, not this. So express this alone in the factor form, cancel the same factors. After that simplify it. After simplification you got minus 1 by 6i. Similarly case 2. Case 2 z equal to 2i. Now again same process, you no need to simplify this, that is no need to factorize this. Only second term we need to write in factor form. After writing factor form, cancel the same factors. After cancellation, apply limits, you will get answer 1 by 3i. Now after getting these values, put into Cauchy's residue theorem. What is Cauchy's residue theorem? Integral over C f of z dz 2 pi I into sum of the residues of f of z. Now 2 pi I, we got 2 residues in this problem. Just sum it. After simplification, 1 by 3. Therefore integral minus into plus infinity x squared divided by x squared plus 1 into x squared plus 4 dx, which is equal to integral over C f of z dz, which is equal to pi by 3. So remember it, all type 2 problems, the given question we are going to express directly in the form of integral over C f of z dz. After that apply Cauchy's residue theorem concept. But here in type 2 our C is semicircle. It consists of 2 parts. One is consists of 2 parts like this. Consists of 2 parts. One is minus r to plus r, and another one is this arc gamma. What are the points inside C? In all type 2 problem, remember it, in all type 2 problem, the imaginary part, no need to worry about real part. The imaginary part positive means lies inside. Imaginary part negative means lies outside. That's all. Thank you.